Hey guys, and welcome back to the Modern Heritage Ranch, where I am for the first time going to be using a portable chainsaw mill or milling station. Alright, I've never used it, and as a matter of fact, I've never used a chainsaw this big. This is my buddy Doug's big Husqvarna 460 Rancher. It's got a 24-inch bar on it. I've got to real quick change out the chain, because whenever you are doing the whenever you're ripping, which is going long ways, versus cross cut, which is what you typically do when you're cutting up a tree, right? You need to change out the chain, because this is a cross cut chain. I need to put a ripping chain. If I don't, then this will leave a big harsh pattern on the wood, which it may anyways, but the ripping chain is less likely to kick out and stuff, I guess. Honestly, I don't really know why, but I'm gonna change it out real quick, so, and then we'll set up. Okay, so the way this works, we got these arms right here that come down. They got little fingers. You pound it into the tree. Now you want it to be level, but that's only if the tree itself is level, okay? As it is, this is not level, but it's pretty close and I can eyeball it. The only reason you want it level is once you get your cut going, that is where it's at. And if you're unlevel, then that last piece, it's likely you might be kind of wedge shaped. So, but you get those driven in there, and then you got these little set screws right here. There you go. You want to drive them down into the tree if you can. My little setup here, you got this big knot that I'm trying to stay away from. But this piece right here is only going to be used for the very first cut. And it's just so that we can get a nice smooth cut underneath it. Now we're going to set up this right here, which this is where the chainsaw goes. Chainsaw going to be right like that. Yep. Okay. Now I've got to make sure that these go underneath all of my metal work right here. So right here on the side of it, probably over here, yeah, right here too, they have a ruler. So whatever you set one side to, make sure you set the other one. You'll see what I'm talking about here in just a second. So I look at the ruler on the side here, and it's right on 6.5. So I'll make this 6.5 also. Well, the 6.5 was actually 5.5. I was reading it backwards, but whatever. All right, now we got that set up. We'll go ahead and fire up the chainsaw so that we can get it good and warm before we do this. Go. And we're gonna go on right like that and make our first cut. Well, that was a pain in the ass, and I would not recommend it for anything more than the casual, kind of like what I'm doing. If you plan on doing this a lot. That method sucks. Okay, so remember that oak tree that fell on the rabbit hut and smashed it? Well, this is a part of it. The people that cut it down, I asked them to cut me about a 6-foot section of it, and my neighbor was nice enough to let it sit here in his backyard forever. So I'm finally cutting it up. But now that it's cut, you no longer need the long rail. This thing just rides directly on what you cut. However, it's too wide. It's too wide. The bar won't go all the way across it. So we got to turn it and do it again. Good, we're rolling?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the end, out of that one log, I got these 3 basically like scab pieces, but on one side they're flat. I might be able to do something with them, like turn them with the bottom facing down and the flat side use as a bench or something like that. I don't know, or might just cut them up and make firewood. This one right here is the thickest piece. I could have cut another one, but I just tired of doing it. This could make like a nice mantle or something because it's nice and thick. We can cut it in half and get 2 small fireplace mantles out of it, something like that, right? But the big thing is these. These are some really nice slabs. It's good red oak, or at least it looks like it's red oak to me. I know it's an oak, but I don't know a whole lot about trees and stuff like that. So, but these I'll probably actually end up going and just taking them to a mill, and it'll probably be about 75 or 100 bucks, and they'll plane them perfectly flat for me and make something cool out of it. But the chainsaw sawmill, I do not recommend it unless you're only planning on using it 2 or 3 times in your life. If you're using it much more than that, it is an absolute pain in the ass to get through nice, good hardwood like this. But if you just need something to get rid of a log out of your backyard and turn it into some planks, awesome, go for it. But don't waste your money on buying a great big ass chainsaw that's capable of doing this, and the mill and everything like that. You'd be better off just, I know in this area, you got guys that have mobile sawmills that they pull around, and they can pull them right to your house, load up the log, put it on there, and it's like $75 an hour with like a 3-hour minimum, and they'll cut it all up for you. I would definitely recommend that before going out and purchasing all this stuff. But thanks, Doug, for letting me borrow yours.